This week on Hermitcraft.
Hello, potion seller. I am going into battle, and I want your strongest potions.
You don't know what you ask, traveler. My strongest potions will kill a dragon, let alone a man. You need a seller that sells weaker potions.
Welcome to the Hermitcraft recap. My name is Pixelriffs, our writer is LoyXP. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. And forgive us if we're a little quiet this week, but we're pretty sure there's a lot of skulk spreading under the recap headquarters this week from how much we're killing it. But before we get into the plethora of corruption arcs going over the server, we'd like to offer you a quick refresher on the state of the tag minigame. We have of course seen Scott's Major get squished by anvils last week, and now it's his turn in the clown hat, which turns out pretty hard to pull off given that the kill method for him are berry bushes. Quite interestingly, Scott comes clean to Ijevin on exactly why he made the sweet berry bush labyrinth, but therein lies an issue. Now it's an interesting challenge.
And then, basically, you just need to, you see that podium over there with the Iron Golem head on it?
Uh-huh.
That's where you're going to, that's where your aim is.
Okay.
So Jevin bravely dives into the maze of hurt, and unfortunately dies of pricking way before Scott gets to use the fishing rods to cheese the murder.
Yeah, I was so worried that I was like, I had backup plans upon backup plans, like if
Oh,
you made
no.
it through, I had a fishing rod that I was going to pull you into berry
that's
bushes.
evil. That's evil.
I renamed my sword berry bush as a backup plan.
Oh my god.
For his turn, Ijevin also makes it pretty clear why Mythical Sausage needs to get into the box of getting crushed into a block. And being the people pleaser that he is, Sausage caves under peer pressure, and then under block pressure.
I shan't, I won't.
I escaped! Well, you are not having two Wither Stars then. Get back in there, you.
Fine!
His task will be pretty hard as well, to kill a hermit using intentional game design, which is Minecraft talk for an exploding bed, but really any PvP could be described that way.
I know exactly how I'm going to do it after what just happened.
That is a good one. That is a good one.
So without further ado, let's get into all the intentional game design that occurred on the Hermitcraft server and the Pioneer Outpost of Hermitopia on the Empire's SMP this week. Starting with your actual Hermitcraft server, which still has an active population of 2. XB Crafted has the run of the server, but there's no place like home even when you have 15 more homes than you used to. So his Deep Slate Lush Cave gets some new features in the form of a custom mineshaft leading to an actual spider spawner, just dark enough to give people a post-Halloween jump scare if they wander in there to see what the minecart is doing.
Because my whole thought is that if somebody does come by and they come in and look, but they'll be looking this way, hopefully, and then spider. No? You good? You good, bro?
The horror continues when he builds a giant statue of Keralis opposite the absent Papa K's shantytown base, and the face transforms itself into a giant Kerilson volleyball. To save the server from this becoming a group hallucination if the hermits ever return, XB blows it up in response.
No! Thank you!
We personally can't wait for Vintage Beef's card game to blow up, in popularity, just so we're clear, because with Tango and Wells Knights cards coming together this week and the former's stats having been rolled by a Rube Goldberg machine, the finish line is in sight for the mammoth effort Beef has put into the game. Lore text and all, it promises to be pretty special.
User heals 100 HP, can be used on active or benched hermits, discard after use. One of you guys suggested, instead of saying benched hermits, I should say AFK hermits can be used on active or AFK hermits. It makes so much sense. I even considered changing the word active to online.
But in case he needs a side gig, Beef has been taking advantage of the ample Wandering Trader spawning conditions at his map art canvas and is stockpiling the player-head mini-blocks in case anyone wants to buy them later. Unfortunately, this means acquiring one of every block in the game just in case, but at least that's a good excuse to visit your first mangrove swamp.
There are mangrove propagales, and this is how you grow this. Okay, that's fine. Mangrove roots, and then this mud. Okay, well the mud I'd seen before, and then there's the tree, right? The mangrove wood. I don't even know if these are included with the mini blocks. Possibly they are, possibly they're not.
Visiting a mangrove swamp on the Empire's SMP, on the other hand, is likely to end quite differently. This is where we move on to the new game show we made up called What Is Wrong With You? And our first contestant is going to be Cubvan135, or whatever piece of skulk has been driving him for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, we don't want the green grass, we want the skulk, baby. Look at it shine, look at it shimmer, look how it pulses. Isn't that great?
Coincidentally, Cub has also been driving lately, as in driving everyone mad. Though Joe Hills' investigation already gave us a peek at the sheer scale of the skulk spread Cub has committed, the real impact turned out to be worse. And you can trust me, I'm the one who had to clean all that up. 379 skulk catalysts under your base.
You are Cub. What is wrong with you?
The good news is I know where they all are. The infestation even arrives in the end dimension, which this week we see from Ijevin's perspective, as 2 wither fights lead to some widespread local pollution.
The boots are in the shulker chest over somewhere else.
I got the boots somewhere, and I dropped them.
Spread the skull, guys, yes! It's happening! It's happening!
Kill the
Let's
Enderman!
go!
Luckily, the dragon fight seems to be exempt from skulk catalyst mechanics, but you had us worried there for a minute. So after the full server treatment, I decide to solve this at the root and scrub Cub clean of his latest obsession. False symmetry is very helpful, though us killing him over and over again doesn't do much of anything. It's Shelby the Witch bringing in every potion she can find that ultimately does the trick.
Who wants to throw the first one?
I don't know. How long have we got to throw them all?
How many potions you guys got?
I don't know.
Oh, that's bad.
A few.
All of them.
Oh, what's happening?
Ow.
What's happening? I got so many potion effects.
After he's blasted so hard we get the furious cocktail advancement, Cub is back to normal. Too bad he doesn't now remember anything of what happened, or removing the skulk over Hermitopia would have been so much easier for him.
Every single one of these that I'm throwing on the ground, I'm pretty sure just came from you.
Wow.
Don't start placing them again, Cub. You might...
Oh, yeah.
Our next contestant is a bit more complicated, because determining what is wrong with the Empire's version of false symmetry is to assume that collecting the heads of your server mates is not a perfectly normal thing to do in Minecraft.
You know what? Don't need to kill all of them. Just, maybe one here and there. Just, deal with the impulses and stuff,
After a long while looking for her cat, Empire's False finally finds it in the secret compartment of the Cogsmead Empire, where the trophies of her previous victims are kept. She even confirms that she murdered Hermitcraft False before, but to no avail. An important development here is Mythical Sausage coming in with the book from Hermit False's own secret hideout, though the contents appear encoded, corrupted, or just written in absolutely awful handwriting.
Did it look like that when you took it? Or did it corrupt or something?
It looked like it got corrupted after you touched it. It was perfect
What do you mean when I touched it? You're touching it. You didn't fix it.
But it is still more comforting than the sign we can clearly read, "Time is running out, kill her," appearing at the beginning of her video.
You gotta keep an eye on this place. I told you, that's your job. You're security, right? Yeah, okay? Don't worry. Forget about her. She's not a problem, right? She's busy trying to worry about me for some reason. As if I'm the problem. She's always been the problem. You know that. Right, have this fish, right.
Another devious force is spreading around the server: collectibles. Since gathering up his first handful of items on the Empire's server, Rendog has been traveling to every Empire in the hopes of selling these unique items to the Emperors for vital upgrades to his equipment.
Okay, so is this like the majority of the things you have? Like, do you not have a lot?
Yeah, no, this is pretty much it.
The twist is that I'm planning to collect these for my museum, so they can ransom the items later for whatever they want. Although as the skulks spread at their bases, some of them seem pretty keen to part with them.
Well, exactly. He will give you anything for the giblet, pretty much.
Oh, I do need a lot of frog lights. That'd be good. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm thinking this.
As the items depart from Rendog's chest boat, so too does Deirdre the Dodo sadly depart from this mortal realm, since some of the server's nether portals weren't exactly created Dodo safe. At least Mythical Sausage can brighten his day with some elytra, spare equipment, and Spanish conversation classes. And Whip's Goblin Bar is open all hours if he needs to drown his sorrows and listen to some weird squishing noises.
T-Dub says Santa Perra, and he keeps calling my saint a dog. So you're a +10 in the Spanish category.
I don't know if anybody has told you yet, but, because I respect you and I consider you a friend, Mr. Foot. Something's happened to your ears, dude.
By contrast, Gemini Tay is focused on being Little Miss Sunshine, and focused sunshine is how fires start. Not quite there, Gem does nevertheless install her own lens of a pixel art over the gates to the Dawn Empire. The gates with bite marks in them, mind you. Man, silverfish on this server do not mess around.
Man, Gobland Rock really is a lot stronger than that. That must have been just a rough vein from the earth. Wow, that is...
No, those are bite marks.
Now that really crumbled down quickly. That's... Wow.
Okay.
Her radiance reaches further to Orion Sounds Beach, where the loyal follower of the Sunglasses Club can't figure out why his one dark oak sapling doesn't grow. Gem blooms that sapling into a pink blossom tree shading over the newly terraformed cliffside. But her recruitments get just a little more muddled when Jimmy the Sheriff comes in to join the Sun Church, seeing how just minutes before, Gem joined a coalition against him. See, it's Gem's prerogative to sell vegetables, and it's Whip's gob-given right to sell gold. So Jimmy, now having his own golden carrots supplier, violates their business plan something fierce. This blood feud brought to you by Good Times with Scar.
Are we gonna fight him?
So actually, that's kind of why I came over here, just like outside of the gossip side of things. He tried to kill me unsuccessfully. Yeah, I know. He just got set up with the whole golden carrot production.
You can be pretty sure Pearlescent Moon will be the one cleaning up after them, because she does that for Mythical Sausage, both at his storage and at the fighting arena they build together. Ah, just like old times.
Ow! It's rude. We just finished PvP.
No, don't do it! Don't do it!
Too early
Not
to fight,
yet!
Sausage.
Not yet!
Too
Not
early
yet!
to fight.
With slightly more peaceful intent, Pearl comes to visit me with gifts, which means I finally get to give away more stuff from my Deep Slate Emerald Wishing Fountain. But since the cleaning lady is in town, there's all this skulk everywhere that could use a scrub. It's me. I'm the scrub.
Yeah, the statue's beautiful. You don't want that taken over by Skulk.
You know, there's a passing resemblance, but you know, do you know that saying cleanliness is next to godliness, right?
I guess so.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
He waited the whole season to make this joke!
But neither of us could have done it without Joe Hills, who has been splitting his time between remodeling his new apartment in False Symmetry's Cogsmead Bridge Tower and tracking down any interlopers at the Ancient Capital Museum. Even if he does trade the Skulk Catalysts back to Cubfan in exchange for some ancient debris, what could possibly go wrong there?
Ouch. Well, Joe, I mean, if you have 90 of them, I mean, I don't know, like a couple ancient debris, would that be a good trade for you?
Dang it! Oh, this is...
Oh, wow.
This is a rip.
Joe actually plays both sides of the great Skulk spreading of 2022 because he seizes the opportunity to get hold of some Skulk sensors for the museum's security system by killing a handful of chickens in a Skulk-ridden area opposite Hermitopia, at which point the security door can actually function as intended, and I will probably return to this video frequently because I forgot everything he told me about how it works.
So I've got a switch up here. Whoops. Assuming I can land safely.
The roof doesn't like it when you do that.
No, it does not. It gets very loud.
And finally, there's Impulse SV, who is tired of feeling the breeze on the lower half of his face and, you guessed it, wanders into the mangrove swamp looking for the local provider of herbal remedies.
Yeah, I just kind of assumed it would grow back, but I've been here for weeks now, and nothing.
Well, I've grown people ears, so I'm sure I could figure out how to grow a beard. That shouldn't be that hard.
Oh yeah, I have great hearing now, isn't it? I have really good hearing.
That might explain why he senses someone with invisibility effects wandering around Hermitopia, but suddenly, a pirate appears! Although he just wants a quick explanation of how to use the concrete maker. A similar request about how to use the raid farm comes from Gemini Tay, and Impulse's beard grows 3 sizes that day.
You watched me build it.
You're not coming back. You're gonna stay on Hermitcraft.
Yep.
And I would like to inherit this.
Absolutely. It's all yours.
But that brings up even more potent questions about what he's missing, and he figures it's probably time for the hermits to head home. He's not sure exactly how that'll happen, but it seems like Grumbot might hold the keys, and he can do that because he has hands now? Yep, we're all doomed. But we're all doomed next week, because that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP, and my name is Pixelriffs. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. For those who have found us through Empires, and you'd be surprised, there are a bunch of you, we've made a video explaining what Hermitcraft is. And if you already know the answer to that one, you might still enjoy some philosophical ramblings on what an SMP is anyway. Don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.